So these, again, the only difference in these problems from the ones on the other side is that there might be two x's involved or maybe two y's involved. In fact, I don't think the two y's happen until the other side. So when there's two x's involved, not hard. A lot of things are going to turn into one. Again, it might be easier to put everything to one side here, like get all your terms to one side, but you don't have to. So let's go ahead and crank through this term by term. This is going to be negative 4 y to the third dy dx minus 5 dx dx. And some of you are probably realizing that I don't need to write the dx dx. Plus 0 equals 30x squared dx dx. So this becomes a 1, that becomes a 1, and I can rewrite this as negative 4y to the third dy dx minus 5 equals 30x squared. So I can move the negative 5 to the other side. That becomes 30x squared plus 5, and then I'm going to divide by the negative 4y to the third. So divide by negative 4y to the third, and that is my dy dx. So let's try 16. So there is 16. Let's give this a try. So we're going to take the derivative term by term. So the 5 becomes a 0. This becomes 3x squared. I will not write dx dx because that's going to turn into 1. Plus 8, plus 32 y to the third dy dx plus 18x, and I'm not going to write dx dx because that turns into 1. So let's move this term and this term to the left side. Negative 3x squared minus 18x, and then I'm going to divide by that term. Divided by 32y to the third, and that is going to equal my dy dx. Let's try number 17. I hope you guys are okay with me not writing the dx's dx's. So let's give this one a try. All right, so take the derivative of the first term. 8x to the third dx dx plus 28y to the third dy dx equals negative 10 dx dx plus 0. So that becomes 1. That becomes 1. So I have 8x to the third plus 28y to the third dy dx equals negative 10. Let's move this to the other side. So I have negative 10 minus 8x to the third. Let's divide by this. Divide by 28y to the third, and that is equal to dy dx. Now I could divide every number here by 2. So if I did that, that would become negative 5 minus 4x to the third over 14y to the third. That's probably the best I could do. Let's give 18 a try. All right, so first term becomes negative 21y to the second dy dx minus 2x, and I'm not going to write the dx dx, so that's going to be 1, plus 0 equals 8. I'm not going to write the dx dx because that becomes 0. I need to move this term to the other side. So 8 plus 2x, I'm going to divide by that term, minus 21y squared, and that is my dy dx. All right, work on the other ones next.